it's Cameron again, back at it with yet another video. I'm recording this in my car with no script, so if anything sounds weird, blame it on both of those two things. You might hear more car noises. Also, this is really awkward for me because I'm right next to the road where people can see me, but this is fine. It's fine. Today I'm going to be doing a Q&A because I've hit some pretty big milestones recently, and I think that's really exciting. And it just sounded like fun, and the next video that I'm doing, I have to try and animate for. We'll see if I actually do. I make no promises, but I'm gonna try, and so I thought that I should do something a little easier for this video. So I'm doing a Q&A. I'll put usernames on the screen of people who asked me questions. Thank you very, very much. In the background, I have some redraws that I did recently. The first one will probably be a redraw I did of a drawing I've done a couple of times of my character Cyanide. He's my Sona. I love him very much. He's my little guy. And then the second one will be a redraw of my character Bowie, who gives me so much trouble all the time. Luckily, this drawing wasn't too hard. And then finally, a redraw / redesign of a character that used to be a part of an amino-bound species that I really love the design of, but I just don't use amino, and I don't really try to be a part of close species anymore, generally. So I wanted to kind of design her outside of the species, and the last time I did that, it went poorly, so I redrew that. Also, my commissions are open. If you want to get a gift for somebody for the holidays, or for yourself, or if you want me to be able to buy myself more Powerade, you can consider commissioning me. There's info in the description, and you can also DM me on any of my social medias if the stuff on my Ko-Fi doesn't look like what you're wanting. Okay, so let's finally get into it. First question, what got you into art / who were your biggest inspirations? Lots of things. When I was really little, my father would always be watching animated things. Like, we were always watching animated stuff. Some of the movies that I think had a big impact on me when I was little are like Sinbad, Justice League Doom, which I watched recently. I still love that movie. Oh man, my memory's like really, really terrible, but I know I used to watch a lot of animated stuff. And more recently, like with Spider-Verse, which I'm obviously obsessed with. What artist isn't obsessed with Spider-Verse? And Spider-Man's my favorite superhero, so I'm extra obsessed with it. I don't know, like things like that. You know, just animated movies probably more than anything. Not that I ever necessarily want to be an animator, but I definitely think that was one of the first things that got me into art. And then one of the main things that kept me going is spite. Like, I used to trace images or, like, directly copy things because, you know, canon event. And I would show them to people, and as soon as people found out they were traced or whatever, you could see, like, their demeanor change, you know what I mean? Which is valid, I understand where it came from. But then I went, oh, okay, decided that I was going to be good at this because how dare you? How dare you look at me like that? So animated movies and spite are probably what got me into art / my biggest inspirations. Next question. How is juggling perusing YouTube and other work / life things? Like it's not too bad. I don't know how to, okay, so I have an undiagnosed chronic illness. We're working on it. I have my rheumatology appointment on the 27th of this month, which is very exciting. Here's hoping I can afford it. And so I can't work right now. The last time I tried to work retail, let's just say it didn't go well. It was not good. So I'm fortunate in the sense that I don't have to deal with that, and that my family's willing to support me. Yeah, so I don't have a job to worry about right now, and school was not my favorite time, and I haven't really considered going back to do, like, college or anything. I got my GED, and I feel like I'm done for now. Like, I just don't think I can do it. So all I really have to worry about are home things like money, taking care of my sister, things like that, which, you know, can get difficult with the health issues, but I'm very fortunate in the sense that I'm still able to be home a lot of the time. So I can really focus on YouTube stuff so long as my health is cooperating, which, you know, sometimes it does. And I think it's really worth it anyway. Like, I've been having a lot of fun. Even when I don't get a lot of views on something that I make, I still have fun making it. And I think that's all that really matters, right? And, like, having people join my Discord server, which is in the description, by the way, and things like that, it makes me very happy to see people talking in there, or sharing their art, or talking about their characters. Or, like, recently somebody did fan art for a one-off character I did in a Draw With Me video, and, like, I was like, oh my gosh, like, that's crazy! And I ended up drawing him 2 more times in that sketch, 3 more times, maybe. It might have only been 2 more times. I don't know. I drew him more in that sketchbook just because somebody else did, and it inspired me. And so stuff like that makes it really worth it, even with, like, the health concerns and everything. You know? I hope that makes sense. Okay, would you rather talk like Yoda or breathe like Darth Vader? Talk like Yoda for sure. I don't have a reason for it. Oh, there's somebody here. Uh-oh. Okay, I try to record things. I'm outside of the house, I'm in the lawn, well, in my car, which is on the lawn, and a stranger pulls up, a stranger to me, it's one of my grandmother's friends, and then my father pulls up right next to me, playing loud things from his car. Like, what is happening? I think everybody's inside now. I don't remember where I was. Where did my photo gallery go? Oh yeah, would I rather talk like Yoda or breathe like Vader? Still talk like Yoda. I think that I would overstimulate myself constantly if I breathed like Darth Vader. And I could just, like, do you think I could get around it by, like, learning sign language, which I want to learn anyway? Maybe then I don't have to talk like Yoda. Or does that apply to every language? Because maybe it would just be an excuse to learn another language. Okay, moving on. What's an art tip or advice that changed / helped your art journey as an artist? I think that one of the big ones that really helped me is that your art style already exists. Like, I think there was a while there where I saw so many people making videos about how to find your art style and so many people talking about it that I kind of started stagnating and feeling like, well, if I change this thing about my art, then you won't recognize it. Or I would do really dumb stylistic choices and being like, well, this makes my art more recognizable. And I think it really screwed me over. Because your art style, however you draw, that is your art style. And people don't always realize that, like, even everything about the way you draw is your art style, down to the subject matter. Like, your characters become a part of your art style. The way you write them or the way you design them, like, that becomes a part of your art style. Your color choices become a part of your art style. Like, everything is a part of it, right? And so even if you change this one little thing or you try this new thing, it might still be recognizable. And if it's not, who cares? Like, you know you made it. And I feel like that's all that really matters. And if you never branch out and try new things because you're worried about your art style, then you'll never figure out, like, what might work better for you. Like, my art style before I started just doing whatever I wanted, like, it's old art to me now, but man, I was really holding myself back for a while, I think, because of that. And obviously art style can be important, especially if you're, like, selling things, but I don't know. I just think that I made such a big deal out of it when I was younger, and it took me a while for me to realize and, like, hear people. It took me a while hearing people say, words stopped working. It took me a while of hearing people say that art style is the way that you draw from the beginning, to accept that, because I wasn't happy with where my art was, and so I didn't want to believe it. But it's true. Like, the way you draw right now, even if you've never picked up a pencil to draw anything in your life, if you pick up a pencil right now and draw anything, that is your art style. And that's okay, because you can still improve it. Like, that doesn't mean that that's how your art's going to look forever. It just means it's what your art looks like right now. And, you know, like, you don't have to stick to it. And I don't know. It's, like, very long-winded. I didn't script any of this. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's move on, because that was really long. If you had to eat only one food for the entire rest of your life, what would it be? If I was answering this question when I got it, I would have said nachos, because I was obsessed with them. Right now, I don't know. I've grown sick of them. Food and I don't get along, generally. Like, I don't know. Food and I just don't really get along. I'm gonna say nachos, just because that's what it would have been when I got this question. Because I was really obsessed with them for a minute. And I ate them today, even though I'm getting sick of them. So, we'll go with nachos. What's your biggest inspirations? My current biggest inspirations are the Spider-Verse movies, Wolfie the Witch. I love Wolfie the Witch's art. Coraline, Prince of Egypt right now. Still not religious, but that movie's really, really good. Mouthwashing's been inspiring me lately. Yes, I'm gonna end the list there, because otherwise I'll sit here for forever trying to think of all the things that inspire me. But those are definitely some of the big ones, right now at least. Would you rather dress like a clown for the rest of your life, or wear the same outfit for the rest of your life? You would have multiple of the same outfit. I'd rather dress like a clown. For sure. Absolutely. I already am a clown, I might as well just dress like one. And if I dress like a clown long enough, then the people around me will become desensitized to it. So, then it's fine. Sure, strangers would think I'm weird, but especially if I dress like a creepy clown, then people might leave me alone, and that sounds great. I don't know, I see zero cons. What are my favorite things to draw? Oh, that's a difficult... Cyanide. Miku. Spider-Man. Blue from Blue's Clues. No. Cyanide is true, for sure, almost all the time. Miku, I'm getting back into drawing Miku. My art style went through a bit of a change. Like I was just talking about. My art style went through a bit of a change. And I forgot how to draw Miku, but it's coming back to me. I don't know, I feel like it's always cyanide. Cyanide is always my favorite thing to draw, always my go-to. Also, I'm doing some interesting little things in the behind the scenes for the YouTube channel, and surrounding that, there's something that I really like to draw right now. But that's all I'll say about that. And I also really like drawing Slinky, because it's very easy to draw him in the silly style. How do I stay motivated? I don't know if I do. I don't know if I do. I think that sometimes I get bursts of motivation, and sometimes when I don't have motivation, I let it get to me. But, I had no motivation to finish my sketchbook. Because I finished my sketchbook in 5 days, right? I had already done a small chunk, but 80% at least of that sketchbook was done in 5 days. And by, the third day, by the third day, I think, I just did not want to be drawing anymore. I did not want to do it. But I just kept putting the pen to the paper, and I kept moving. So I don't really know if I stay motivated so much as I put the pen to paper. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. Sometimes it gets to me. I think with digital art, it really gets to me, where if I'm not feeling motivated, I just don't want to do it. But I don't know. When I'm not feeling motivated, I guess what I usually do is I'll go watch art TikToks or sketchbook tours, or I'll try and move myself away from looking at art entirely. I'll go watch a new game playthrough or something, and hope that something inspires me. Or I might go scroll through Pinterest for a while. And if I just end up scrolling through Pinterest and not drawing anything, then oh well. I try not to pressure myself too much to finish things, other than in the instance of the sketchbook where I'm trying to get something done for YouTube. But if it's just for me, then I try to be okay, well, I clearly don't feel like finishing it, so I won't. And that helps me to keep myself from burning out too quickly. That's a very long answer. Hopefully something in there made sense and or was helpful. Favorite food? None of them. I don't like any food enough to call it my favorite right now. Food and I don't get along. Nachos was the most recent one, like I said before. I don't know. My favorite drink right now is Powerade. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Well, a woodchuck would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. I love tongue twisters. What's your favorite movie and or show? Oh, good question. I think my favorite show is probably I'm so good at talking. Wow. I think my favorite show is probably Violet Evergarden, which is an anime. It is one of the saddest things you will ever watch. It is gorgeous, and I adore it. Movies? I have a list. I'm gonna give you a list of movies, because I don't like choosing. but also we all know that Spider-Verse movies are my favorite movies. But if I were to give you a list, we've got Spider-Verse movies, we have Coraline, we have Glass Onion, and just below that is Knives Out, but I don't really count Knives Out on this list, but Glass Onion. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is really, really good. Prince of Egypt is obviously really, really good. Like, I have a lot of movies I love a lot. Spider-Verse are my favorite movies. Glass Onion is actually probably right below that, and Coraline is also one of my favorite movies. Like, Coraline's like all-time. Spider-Verse is all-time, except it only came out recently, and Glass Onion is, I just adore that movie. I used to, every morning, when it wasn't a school day, I'd get up, I'd turn on Glass Onion, I would make a mug of hot chocolate, and I would have hot chocolate, Oreos, and watch Glass Onion. It was not healthy, but it was really good for my soul. Do you have any hobbies other than art? I don't know. I feel like all of the hobbies I do have are artistic in nature. Like, I like to sing. I like fashion. I guess I play video games, but I'm not a huge gamer. All of my hobbies are artistic in one way or another, I feel. I think. I'm hoping that I don't get comments from my friends being like, you're such a liar. Like, you're wrong about yourself. You're lying to your audience. Favorite art supply? Oh, that's a tough one. Probably paint pens. Or actually, no, colored pens. I love a colored pen. I'm running out of ink in all of them right now, but colored pens are definitely my favorite. I just love being able to put color on the page with a cheap, Bic colored pen. I don't know. Something about it, 10 out of 10. I love them. What do you use when you do digital art? An iPad Pro, Apple Pencil, and Procreate. I've been using those for a very long time now. Before that, I would use Abyss Paint on an iPad with my finger. And now, I can't stand Abyss Paint because I'm so used to Procreate. Not because Abyss Paint is bad, but because I'm a creature of habit. So, like... Oh, but I do also think that Metabang is pretty good. I've been trying to use it a bit more recently, because it's got some of the cool big boy tools, but I also, like, don't care. I like using the app that I like, you know, even if that limits me a little bit. How has my day been? I've been dealing with a health flare for the past couple days, because I overdid it for a couple weeks. I'm in a good mood right now, because I'm recording audio, and we might go get ice cream later. And my father got his car fixed. So there's good things happening. There are good things happening. Why did I start YouTube? I was bored. I was bored. I was watching a lot of sketchbook tours. I finally started my own sketchbook, and I was like, you know what? Why don't I? Like, why don't I make a sketchbook tour? You know what I mean? Like, literally what's stopping me? I made a tripod out of cardboard. I'm serious, my tripod that I use to this day right now, because I don't want to spend money on one, is made out of cardboard, and I made my first sketchbook tour. And after I did that, I was like, oh, that was actually kind of fun. And then I just kept making more videos. So, I don't know, it was pretty simple. I think that was the last question. I answered them out of order from when I received them on accident. Don't mind me. But I think that was everything. I'm so sorry for how rambly this is, and if things are super disjointed. I've never recorded in my car like this for longer than 2 minutes. Hopefully the car noises aren't too bad. I can't really do anything about it. This is a shitty hour to record, but this is my only chance to do so. Don't forget to go look at the links in the description if you want to, like, join my Discord server, if you want to commission me, if you want to see what else I get up to on other social medias. I'll warn you right now, my Instagram, dead. Very dead. I only have it in there so people know that that is my Instagram account. I'm trying to get better at using Blue Sky. So, you know, there's that. Tumblr is pretty active. Just my main Tumblr, though, not the art Tumblr that's linked. So, you know. But if you want to commission me, my commission link is in the bio. If you want to join my Discord server, you should. We're going to have some really cool stuff coming out pretty soon. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble about myself, because I'm, like, really interesting and cool. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye!